Normalization is a systematic approach of decomposing tables to eliminate data redundancy and undesirable characteristics like insertion, update, and deletion anomalies. Normalization divides larger tables into smaller tables and links them using relationships. The purpose of normalization in library system are to free the collection of relations, since library system contains a lot of information to make the learning process approved by the admin or staff in the library. The second is to reduce the need restructuring the collections. The third is to make the relational model more informative to the users. And the fourth is to make the collection of relations neutral to the query statistic.
There are 11 attributes in it, which is student ID, name, faculty, phone number, ISBN, title, genre, publisher, staff ID, name and date. So staff ID, name, faculty and phone number is for the entity student. ISBN, title, genre, publisher is for the book entities. Staff ID, name and date is for the admin entity. Okay, so the sample data is the first one is A173478. Name is Habib bin Muhammad Bakri, Faculty of FTSM. Phone number 0199809738. The book ISBN is A105. Title Silent Spring. Genre Academic. Publisher is Rachel Carson. So the staff that is on duty on that date of 13 January is staff ID LB014, name Hajaratun Nisa bin Ahmed. Okay, the next student data that we can see is of A176882. The name is Muhammad Mira Filzah binti Ahmad, Fakulty FUU, phone number 0166594523. The ISBN of the books that she wanted to lend is L263, of title The Rule of Law, General Law, publisher Alan Lane. Another one is M142, The Five Love Language, Genre Marriage, Northfield Publishing. The staff ID that is in charge on that day is LB253, name Muhammad Isa bin Sani, the date is the 31st of March. Okay, so now we move on to functional dependency. As you can see now, this is a FD diagram. So it consists of three primary key, which is student ID, ISBN, and staff ID. How can we know each primary key? Well, in this diagram, you can see that these attributes has been underlined, so that shows that it is a primary key. Okay, so the FD list of this FD diagram is, first one is a full dependency, which is between student ID, ISBN, staff ID with name, faculty, and phone number. So we can say that it is as student ID, ISBN, and staff ID depended by name, faculty, and phone number. Okay, second one is a partial dependency, which is between student ID, name, faculty, and phone number. We can say like student ID is dependent by name, faculty, and phone number. Next is a partial dependency, which is between ISBN and title. So it is we can say it as ISBN dependent by title. So we move on to the fourth partial dependency, which is between genre and publisher. Okay, so this is a transitive dependency. So genre is dependent by publisher. Okay. Next one is staff ID, name, and data date. This is a partial dependency. So we can say that staff ID is dependent by name and date. So what is the difference between these three dependency? The first one is a full dependency, which is in this dependency all primary key is present. In a partial dependency, at least one of the primary key is present. Okay, so for a transitive dependency is between two candidate key that forms a relationship on between each other. Okay, so that's all.
The first normalization form, the normalization process, we need to remove the repeating value from the certain column. As we can see in the table, there are duplicate value or repeating value in certain column. For example, There are more than one value on student Mirafizah in the column title and publisher because she borrowed more than one book. So, for the first normalization process, each column should not contain multiple value for one data or one student. So, for the process, we need to separate the duplicate value and write it in another row and make a new row. For example, the result will be like this. And the same goes for other data such as Ammar Hakim Riza, where he borrowed more than one book. So earlier we have 7 row, and now after the first normalization process we will have 10 row. That's all for the first normalization.
Move to second normal form. Second normal form is the second step in normalizing a database. Second normal form built on the first normal form. Normalization is the process of organizing data in a database so that it meets two basic requirements, which is no redundancy of data and data dependency are logical. Next, we move to student borrow table. Student ID and ISBN is the primary key attribute for this table. Meanwhile, name, faculty, phone number, and staff ID is foreign key for this table. When two primary key in one table, we can use it as partial FD. In student table, student ID is dependent by name, faculty, and phone number. A173478 name Habib bin Muhammad Bakri, faculty FTSM, and phone number is 099809738 is attribute for entity student ID, name, faculty, and phone number. In book table, ISBN is dependent by title, genre, and publisher. A1005 is ISBN for the book. Silent Spring is the title of the book. Academic is a genre for the book, and Rachel Carson is the publisher of the book. So, the last table for second normal form is staff. Staff ID, name, and date is entity. Meanwhile, LB014, Hajaratun Nisa binti Ahmed, and date 13 January 2020 is the attribute for this table.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi. We already heard about first normalized form and second normalized form earlier before this. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. There is third normalized form. Firstly, we must have to know what is third normalized form. Okay, third normalized form is remove transitive. After we identify the primary key in second normalized form relation, we need to remove if there is transitive in our FD that we identified before. Okay, firstly let's take a look at our FD list first. Okay, as you can see, our FD list, FD1 we get full dependency, FD2 we get partial dependency, FD3 we get partial dependency, FD4 we get transitive dependency, FD5 we get partial dependency. What we want to look is FD4, there is transitive dependency. Okay, as you can see at FD4 we get transitive dependency, genre determine publisher. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to remove the genre, we want to make another table of genre. Okay, first table we get as student borrow as second normalized form, that we get primary key, student ID, and ISBN. Okay, so second table is student, we get student ID as primary key, we get a table. Okay, so next we get a book. Okay, in book table primary key is ISBN. Okay, as you can see at the book table we get genre and publisher, there is transitive dependency. So what we want to do is we need to remove that relation from the book table. and make another table. Okay, so the staff table just like second normalized form, staff ID as primary key. Okay, this what we got after we remove the general and publisher. We got a new table. Okay, so from 4 table we get in the second normalized form. After we remove transitive dependency from the in third normalized form, we get 5 table, all of it. So that is, thank you.
Its conclusion. In conclusion, we know that normalization is an important process of making database structure in order to reduce the chance for anomalies to occur in a database itself. Other than that, normalization is a process done to ensure minimal redundancy of data by sharing each of the attributes only once in the database. Normalization should be done in library system to overcome all the issues that the database might encounter. It is a vital process to help manage data well without any problems due to deletion, insertion, or updation of records in the database. That's all from